Hey, Marianne here, and welcome to the posture workout. This month we have a full body lengthening routine, and we're going to get started today with our first exercise called static wall. I want you to sit down next to a wall and start by scooting your hips up to the wall as close as you can bring them. Then simply lay back and bring your legs directly up the wall. Rest your arms on the floor with your palms up, with your arms at 45 degrees to your body. Tighten your thigh muscles, flex your feet, and relax your upper body. Breathe into your belly, relax the shoulders, and tighten the thighs. I want you to pull your feet back. Flex your feet as far as you can, and I want you to be very attentive to the position of your feet. This is very, very important. Your feet need to be parallel, with your feet pointed directly out from the wall, and your kneecaps should also be pointed directly out from the wall. So do the work here to reposition your feet if you need to. Flex the feet from that straight position and tighten the thighs. Keep breathing. Breathe down into your belly and try to stay relaxed through the upper body, through the shoulders and the neck. If you're interested in being able to reach overhead with ease, this menu is going to help you. This is going to help to reduce or eliminate shoulder pain. So we want to remind the upper body here that it can relax. And the overall purpose of this month's routine is to reduce rotation, improve thoracic extension, and to stabilize and strengthen the pelvis. Now we're going to transition into static wall pullovers. Interlace your fingers over your chest. Keep your elbow joints locked out straight. And pull your hands back towards the floor. Then return your hands over your chest. Inhale as you pull back. Exhale as your hands come back over your chest. And all the while, keep your thighs tight and your feet flexed. Breathe down into your belly. And your priority here is to keep your elbow joints locked out straight, not necessarily to bring your hands all the way to the floor. So initially, you might bring your hands back halfway, but prioritize keeping your elbow joints straight. As you go along, your range of motion here is going to improve quickly. So the key is to keep your shoulders relaxed down into the floor and to keep your elbow joints straight. So the palms of your hands should be together and your fingers should be interlaced, but make sure that you're not giving yourself what I call the death grip here. So your fingers should not be turning white, okay? So ease up on that grip a little bit. Just make sure that you have your palms together and your elbow joints straight. Inhale as you pull back. Exhale as you come forward. Keep the thigh muscles tight and keep the feet straight. Do not let the feet turn out. After 3 sets of 10, we're going to be done, but now we're starting our third set of 10, so here we go. Inhale as you pull back, exhale as you come forward, and try to pull back a little bit more from the pinky sides of your feet. Throughout this entire static wall series here, you're going to try to pull back from the pinky sides of your feet, from the outer edges of your feet. So I'm asking you to pronate your feet here and keep them straight and keep your thighs tight. Keep your stomach muscles relaxed and your elbow joints straight. So I know this is a tall order. You do have all month to work on this. So you're going to work on perfecting these exercises as the month goes on. Here we go, static wall femur rotations, 3 sets of 10 reps. So you're gonna do 1 set of 10 in each position. So we're starting off with our first set here with the feet hip width distance apart. You're gonna internally rotate and externally rotate from the hip joint, keeping the knee joint locked out straight, keeping the thigh muscles tight, and the feet flexed. Now we're gonna come out to 45 degrees. Same thing, externally and internally rotate. And it's not about how far you can twist here. Your priority is to keep your knee locked out perfectly straight. Keep the feet flexed. Your range of motion will improve over time, but initially your priority is to keep those knees straight and to keep those feet flexed. After 10 reps in our second position, we're going to come out to the third position here. If you can, have someone come look at you from the behind to see if your legs are symmetrical. So clearly we can see here that I have an imbalance in my hips and my right leg needs to come down a little bit farther. So my body is definitely far from perfect. I'm working through these things just like you are. And the more you can give yourself the visual feedback, the better. So be sure to post your pictures to the Facebook group if you need me to give you some guidance here. So here we go. Kneeling ankle squeezes, 3 sets of 20 reps. In the kneeling position, I want you to put your yoga block, your pillow from your couch, whatever you have, go ahead and place that between your feet and squeeze and release your feet against your object. Keep your stomach muscles relaxed. And if you'd like a little bit of extra stability here, you can place a chair in front of you and put your hands on the chair for some extra support. But be sure to keep your shoulders relaxed and your shoulders just right directly on top of your hips. So here's a close-up view. I'm simply pressing inward against the block and releasing. The intention of this exercise is to activate the glutes and the deep muscles that stabilize the hip. So you should feel this in your butt muscles. If you don't, try spreading your knees a little bit wider than hip width distance apart and continue to press and release, and you should start to feel those butt muscles waking up. So again, you're doing 3 sets of 20 reps. I do want you to take a little rest in between each set of 20 and take your time with these. Keep your stomach muscles relaxed and focus on pressing and releasing through the entire inner edges of your feet. So you should be pressing through the ball of your foot all the way to the heel of your foot evenly against that block. And your focus is simply pressing into your object. You should not be actively squeezing your butt. All you're doing is pressing your feet against your object and your butt muscles will contract. Now sitting knee pillow squeezes. Sit with your knees and hips hip width distance apart. Position your feet so that they're pointed straight ahead and your ankle joint is directly below your knee. And place an object between your knee joints and squeeze and release against the object. Keep your stomach muscles relaxed and place an arch in your lower back. And I want you to create that arch in your lower back using your pelvis. So use your pelvis to roll your hips forward to place an arch in your lower back. So keep your upper body relaxed, keep your sternum in a nice neutral position, keep your stomach muscles relaxed, and press and release using your inner thigh muscles. So here's a close-up. As you can see, I'm pressing and releasing. It's just a small little movement here. So you're not trying to crush your block. All you're doing is pressing so that you feel the muscle work evenly on both sides. So you might feel initially like you have an imbalance here, and the way that you know if you're off balance is that the block will have a tendency to move off to one side. So that's perfectly okay if you notice that. Just relax your stomach, roll your hips forward so that you place the arch in your lower back, and focus on pressing evenly on both sides And you're going to begin to feel more balanced here as you approach your 60 reps. One more little thing I'm going to add here. As you progress with this exercise, try pressing inward towards the inner edges of your feet every time you press against that block. Now let's get into standing windmill. So stand up against a wall with your feet hip width distance apart, with your feet pointed straight ahead. Bring your arms straight out from your shoulders with your palms facing out and your fingers spread wide. Go side to side, keeping your hips perfectly still, 5 times. And as I'm showing you here, left to right counts as 1. After you're done with your 5 reps, bring your feet into your second position with your feet pointed straight ahead. So if your feet are straight, you're going to look a little bit pigeon-toed to yourself. And yes, I do want you to take the time to look down at your feet every single time you change foot position to make sure that your feet are straight. Our feet have a tendency to turn outward because we sit too much, and the muscles in our hips are tight, and those feet are going to have a tendency to want to turn out. So if you can position your feet correctly, you're going to give your body the stimulus that it needs to change posture, to change position, and to improve function. Side to side, and it's not about how far you go. It's about keeping your hips still, keeping your shoulders retracted. So if you watch closely here, my head, let's come back to our final position here, feet hip width apart. So watch closely, my head moves with the rest of my body, and my arms move with the rest of my body. So my arms don't do their own thing. You want to look out for that. Keep the arms directly out from the shoulders, and keep the hips perfectly still. Imagine you have Velcro on the backs of your butt cheeks, keeping your hips against the wall. Things to remember, starting off with static wall. If you're tight in the backs of your legs, and if you can't get your hips all the way up to the wall, scoot back until your tailbone is flat to the floor, then tighten your thighs and hold the position, and gradually over time this will improve. For static wall, don't let your feet turn out. Keep the feet pointed straight ahead. Pull back from the ankle joint and pull back more from the pinky side of your foot. Here's a close-up of the mistake with the feet turned out and the pinkies higher than the big toe. And here's the correction, feet pointed straight ahead, pull back, and pull more from the pinky side of the foot. Static wall femur rotations, the biggest mistake is rotating from the ankle joint and also bending the knee. Don't rotate the ankle, don't move the ankle, don't bend the knee. Keep the legs fixed and only rotate from the hip joint. Your priority is not to rotate as far as you can. Your priority is to keep the knee straight and the ankle locked out and to just go as far as you can with the rotation. Now, sitting knee pillow squeezes don't lift the sternum. Place the arch in your lower back using the pelvis. Keep the upper body relaxed. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make in this exercise is having the ankle joint closer to the chair than the knee joint. So look down, you should be able to see your toes when the ankle joint is directly below the knee. Standing windmill, the biggest mistake that people make is moving as far as you can to the side to get the biggest stretch that you can in the side of your body. Don't do that. Your number one priority is to keep your hips fixed against the wall. Pretend that you have Velcro on the backs of your butt cheeks. The second biggest mistake is moving the arms and not the torso. A good way to prevent that from happening is to pinch your shoulder blades together in the back and move side to side as far as you can without moving the hips. Good job completing your daily posture workout. Remember to keep this a daily habit first thing in the morning if you can to get the best results. If you have questions or comments, please post them to the Facebook community, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.